Hello there, Libra. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's going to be for Libra for November of 2020. We're 11 months into the year. For everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We'll use the bottom card on the deck for our overall view of the month, and then we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully pull everything together for us. Now look at your moon sign and your rising sign. You'll get a more comprehensive view of the month, and I don't think these cards are going to go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month as like an overall theme for the month. And the other thing is I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I am you during the reading, so all of you Libras get named Frankie for the time of the reading, I suppose. Now, I have a short message for us, and it's like to remain calm and tolerant and like patient, because I feel like we're going to have like a lot of little arguments and tiffs and clashes, and then this kiss and make up kind of energy going on for us throughout the month. I see a little bit of that walking away, but remember that to keep in that really calm, tolerant state throughout the month so that we don't get into the arguments we really don't need or want. I know we're in November when you're going to be seeing these, but actually I'm doing them in the beginning of October, and everything is still crazy. Some of you might have your kids home from school. There could be all kinds of other stuff going on, maybe out of work, all those things add to that quality of being like that hair trigger, like one person too many says the thing I just really don't or aren't in the mood to hear. Normally, we're like extreme patients and we want everybody happy, but occasionally it could be just coming at us from the other guy or the other side, but we all know how it works when everybody's on edge. So keeping that in mind. Got good words. They are vision, presence, as in God or the source or the universe, not a gift here, Libra, for you. We have obedience, responsibility, and truth. I'm like, whoa, obedience. Who are we going to be obedient to? Now, you're going to have to live with this because I have a new computer and I'm having a heck of a time with it because it just is so much different than the old one. Our first card here on the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Swords, and that's a card of like really a lot of unhappiness, regrets, things like that, over past mistakes, things that have happened. And when it comes to us, it means that we're usually, like pretty darn unhappy and tense of mind, whether the facts bear it out or not. And that's basically what it is. Could be worries, even if nothing is in front of us that we should be worrying about, just like maybe worrying about the future along those lines. So what we need to think when we get this card is what we fear very rarely ever comes. It's that tiger is at the door card. The tiger's at the door, the tiger's at the door, don't open it. Finally, we get the courage, we open up the door and the tiger's not there. It's a pussycat. So it's that kind of energy, but being troubled, bothered by bad dreams sometimes, whether they're coming from an unknown factor or maybe it's a known thing, something that we know, but something that, some things that are deeply rooted in us, like that are starting to come to the surface that need to be resolved, like conflicts in our mind. It can mean like everything's just bugging us, but I think about the card and I think 9, that's the number of completion. So this is the end of it. Basically it's the end of a cycle. So it means that the changes that we're being required to make right now, or what we feel, that we're worried about, are things that are going to make us have some type of a better future. So in that respect, it's a really good card. I always think of this card as the guy in my head at nighttime. And let's say you had an argument with someone in the daytime. Then you go to bed that night and you're thinking in your head, I should have said that to that jerk. I should have said this to her, blah, blah, blah. And you're talking to yourself. You're the one that's awake. The other person that already mouthed off to you is sound asleep. Who's losing the sleep over the argument, what we didn't say, do, or, how we reacted to something? So it's that kind of energy, the type that you just basically want to shut off and like walk away from, unless it's something that we really need to resolve it within ourselves. And for some of us, we're all different Libras. For some of us, maybe something's bothering us, a truth about something, and maybe we're responsible, we're partially responsible, like our word down here, and it's bothering us for a real reason. Bring it forward and resolve it. Get to the issue, get over it, and move on with it. Like, because of our next card is why I'm saying it the way I am. Now we got the death card here, and I'm like, no, we're not really dying. That's not what it means. It's a card about transformation. It actually indicates transformation for the better. So it doesn't really mean like physical death, like it would pretty much, kind of show ya this is just not good. This guy got a little skied here and he's going to chop down an innocent white rose, So it's kind of a little bit scary in a manner of speaking. But it's when we're usually experiencing some type of a metamorphosis, some type of a major change in our life. And in order to produce that change, we do this destruction of the old, of things that are outworn, that have been holding back our development. So it's actually a good card. It's a card like our word vision down here, our vision for ourselves, for the future. How would it be? So they're being regenerated at this really deep level, which basically that's what the Nine of Swords energy brings up to the forefront. So it's a really deep level within us, and the superficial crap won't cut it anymore. It just doesn't cut it. So it's time for a total change. And actually, there's no doubt about it. We have the Nine of Swords, then we have this death card. So there's really no doubt about what's going on. Anything that we found like workable before, some things we found workable, things that were valuable to us before, they're no longer working for us in the same way. So we're kind of like getting rid of them or shoving them out the door. And remember, nine's completion. We're shoving these things like out the door to make room for the new in our lives that's coming into being a different way, like I want to say a type of transformative energy. And we have a lot of those types of cards here. Really, actually, a lot of them because of the next one. So I'm looking down at our words here and I'm thinking, we got 3 of these transformative cards in a row. Because next comes the 8 of Cups. And cups are emotion. So this is an emotional energy. So it's a situation in our lives where the only solution is to turn our back on it and go in a different direction. Now, I have heard people say this card could just mean like, oh, the kids are going back to school. And then in that case, they come home, so it's just a short time period. But for most of us, I think it's going to be little different because of these 3 cards coming up in a row. So what's there, what was in, that we were working on that's no longer working for us and we're going in a different direction. What's there either isn't working as we expected, it was going to work, or it's not even all that important to us anymore. So that's an interesting concept there. It's not fitting with that vision we have. Sometimes, because there's 8 stacked cups here. Nothing spilled over, nothing dropped, so it's something, they're all neatly stacked. So it's an effort that we made in vain for some reason that now we need to abandon it, whatever we were working on. Some of us projects, some of us, could be relationship type energy, but it's all going towards a better future. And when you see these next couple cards, you'll realize why we're mulling all this stuff over in our mind. So it's a card about wishing things were different, right? But wishing they might have been different, but we know point blank they aren't going to be different, and they're not going to change. So maybe a lot of us have lived in a certain situation for a long time, and now we know. End of the story. This is the end of the line. So it's time to cut our losses, get out of the situation that failed despite our best efforts. And you have to know, we Libras we will try and try and try. Keep harmony, keep peace, keep everybody happy, but it only goes so far, and then enough is enough. And I think that's one thing people don't realize about us. We do have breaking points too. All signs have breaking points too. No matter how diplomatic we are, no matter how we want everyone to be happy, when it finally comes to a point where I'm not happy. What's that saying? I just heard it flash in my mind. When mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. It's that kind of energy. Usually, unfortunately, actually, this usually will refer to some kind of relationship that reached like a state of deterioration, or a situation around us that's reached such a state of deterioration that the only solution, that we can find is, that's it, I'm walking away, end of the story type energy. And I want to say, and nothing's going to change my mind. So I don't think I would probably be giving anybody a heads up about it. That might be that like a little argumentative, those tiffs and stuff, that energy that's coming up around us for this month. Whatever it is, but it's being brought up actually because I think it's important and relevant that we make the required changes now, because we are so into this shift of energy. Why not come out? My thoughts on this are, why not come out when I step out the door on the other side with a better life and a better way of living my life, basically one that's more constructive and suitable towards the life I want. And I'm the one responsible for that vision. And I'm the one who has to be obedient to the guidance that the presence or the source or the universe is giving me in order to implement that vision. If that makes any sense. I don't know what's going on. Maybe, come to think of it, I think there's like Mercury retrograde in this month too, or something, or Mars retrograde too at the same time. I'm not an astrologer, but I'd go look at astrology, because we're not usually the normal types to be getting into these little tiffs and clashes and arguments and things like that. It just doesn't quite go with our personalities. We try to avoid them more than anything. But I feel like even with all of that, on the opposite side of it is a much better way of being, because now we have the 7 of Pentacles, and Pentacles are earth energy. They're money, material goods, things like that. This is about a card of reaping what we have sown and realizing a legitimate gain because of it, which is excellent for us. So it's like a farmer who has nourished the crops, and they are harvesting them, and they took care of them through all the bad weather, everything like that, you know, and now we're getting what the just desserts from that. And that's the type of energy that goes around this card. So it means that we put in the time, we put in the effort, and we paid our dues. So now we'll gain in our business or any other kind of enterprise, you know, that would be like for earth plane, money making, things like that. But we'd feel great satisfaction because we would have done the job and done it very well. And that's the energetics of this card. So growth, good fortune are ours because they are well earned. This is not a card usually of a gift. You know, like here's a present, Libra, like our, not presents like our word, but here's a present, Libra. You're such a sweetie and you've done and so much, you know, it's that hard work and the effort that we put into some type of a situation or a relationship. It's that type of energy. Now, I don't know where it's going to fall. Some of us, it may fall in our work thing and we'll turn our back on it because I'm just like treading water here and I've given so much. Maybe it's time for me to move on and find something else. Others of us, this may be like a relationship reading. And I'm saying that because I still feel there's something better if we wade through the energy, because now we have the 10 of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups. We're walking away from what's not working for us because this is what is going to work for us. Because this is a situation of like lasting contentment and real love, real happiness, domestic bliss, complete satisfaction in all of our endeavors and everything that we do. So it's an excellent, excellent energy to end up on. So whatever we're doing this month, the actual outcome, even though we're leaving a lot of stuff behind, is for the best and a better, kind of like a better life. So this one symbolizes people living harmoniously. So maybe those clashes and, you know, tiffs are going to work out a few things for us because this is everybody's living harmoniously, love and sharing their love, sharing their lives unconditionally. It's usually anything that would be unfavorable in this reading. When this card comes up, it like cancels it. So it's excellent to have, you know, it's everything most people really, really would want. Like love, harmony, happy family life comes along with this. Compatible companionship, true love comes with this card. A time of completion, of reaping the rewards of what we have sown, which is exactly what that 7 of Pentacles card is. Reaping the rewards of the seeds that we have sown. Things that we worked for really hard and we earned through that effort, through our own effort, being responsible, taking action when we needed to, keeping our eye on that vision and our truth. So it's a good, actual good card, you know. It doesn't necessarily mean wealth, like I'm rich and famous type energy, but we do have a pentacle card right before it, and that's material plane energy. But it means, it symbolizes the abundant life, like an abundant life in the true sense, where we're really, truly happy and feeling like we did the right thing. Now, this is a general reading, so I'm going to assume that this could be, you know, we reap the rewards in the physical world, and it could be with that 7 of Pentacles, that there is some type of a reward in that 10, because we have that 8 walking away from something and into something better. And we have that Death card, we have the 9 of Swords energy. So it tells me that no matter, you know, what's going on or what's coming down here, the end result was we'll have busted our butts and we're going to get, you know, like what it is that we should be getting or what it is that we need. And, you know, with all this energetics of this transformation and all that, I think staying level and out of that tension from the tiff type energy and the argumentative thing, and just doing what we have to do and keep moving through it is going to be to our best benefit, because there's something on our minds. Let's see what our card here, our angel card is. There's nothing to worry about. Good gravy. That's exactly what we need. It really is, because this is the card of worry, 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 till you go crazy and can't even sleep at night. It says, you are safe and this situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into your situation to ensure the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to you and through you. That's an excellent card. And I just opened it right up to the page where it is. It says, the angels send you this card because you've been needlessly worrying. Worry is a form of prayer that draws to you that which you do not, whoops, pages are stuck together. It opened right up to it and then they stuck together. Do not desire. Release your worries to the angels, as there truly is nothing to worry about. In fact, your worries could create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everything is much better than you imagine. Ask the angels to release you from worry. A happy outcome is inevitable, and this is our happy outcome right here. You know, at the end of it, avoid worrying lest the negative emotion pull you and the situation down. The angels are with you and everything is okay. Wow, Libra. Well, that ends up as a pretty good reading. Well, that's our reading. However it ends up, I want to tell you all, thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your comments. I read each and every one of them. I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me or just go nev about me, or if you need to set an appointment with me, all the information's down below the screen at the in the about section. It's over at the website. And over at the website, there's 2 short videos. One about explains a prayer class I put out there for you guys. It's 2.5 hours long. Explains how to format prayers, why you do them the way you do. The other classes are the sutra classes, which are simple thought forms you put in a meditation. It takes 5 minutes a day and it enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. Videos are over at the website. So to all of you I've met through 4 whole years of doing YouTubes now, and everybody I've met through 32 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to serve you. Hopefully, I'll see you back here next month. Bye-bye.